If you're thinking about a career change in 2026, it's very likely that you're thinking about a master's degree. And this can definitely help to speed up a career switch, open doors to your target career. But because it's such a big investment, it's really important to put a lot of care and effort into figuring out which master's is the right fit for your unique circumstances. When I was researching for this video, I consumed a lot of content with similar titles to this video's title. And what I noticed was two clear issues being repeated again and again. First, nobody I saw or read was addressing the fact that everyone is unique. It's far too oversimplistic to announce the best master's courses for career change because obviously what's best for you is unlikely to be best for everyone. So I won't simply give you a generic list like go study engineering or do anything related to healthcare. That's not very helpful. The second issue I noticed was a lot of the content I consumed provided general listicles like, here's my top 5 courses for career changers in 2026. And then they just name courses with no mention of which school or city or country, the cost, the application procedures, nothing. So you're thinking, okay, I should do that course. Great. But what can you really do with that information? There might be 100,000 of those courses worldwide. So the least that I can do is tell you about one specific course and explain why it's particularly good for career changers. So in this video, I will provide a simple framework on how to make decisions that are more personal to you and your unique circumstances, as well as providing a specific example course that you can look into in more detail if it seems like it might be a good match for you. Okay, so let's jump into the framework that I recommend as a good first step. The first thing I recommend you focus on is transferable skills, and I'll break this into 2 parts. Firstly, what are the transferable skills you currently have? Not just what your undergraduate degree says about you, but what skills have you honed in the first part of your career? For example, my first career was in project management, and I wanted to transition into teaching. At that time, I thought that teaching was completely different from managing projects, but of course, hindsight is 2020, and now I can see that I had 3 main transferable skills that dovetailed perfectly with a career in the classroom. The first one was the ability to plan. Both project managers and teachers must be able to plan effectively, include contingencies, consider multiple moving parts and stakeholders. So planning was a key transferable skill. The second one was delivering on that plan. Having a plan is great, but delivering the plan is the whole point of the plan, right? So the second key transferable skill I had was the ability to take action and to deliver a planned project. And the third transferable skill was managing people. Any project manager or teacher will attest to this. Managing people is the hardest part of your job. So now that I look back, I can see I had 3 transferable skills that I could leverage when planning a career change from projects to teaching. And your task is to look very carefully at what you currently do and uncover what skills you have developed. Mine were planning, delivering, managing people. What are yours? The second thing to think about in terms of transferable skills is this. Which degrees will complement your current skills plus help you to develop skills that are highly sought after in the job market? So now we're moving from what skills you currently have to the ones you want to develop. And then we also need to consider if those skills are currently in demand in the job market. And this can be highly nuanced and individual. So that's where the other videos I watched, they kind of let you down a little bit by being too generic. The next thing is a lot of people, maybe you're one of them, reach a point where they feel stuck in a job. Or maybe your career just hasn't turned out the way you imagined it would. Or maybe your interests have simply changed. And that's normal. People are supposed to change and grow and develop as they move through life and their career. The problem is that for most people, you spend a lot of time at work. And for most of us, work is the major part of at least 5 of our 7 days a week. So when you feel it's time for a change for whatever reason, you know it's time to change. So the third thing that I want you to consider, hold on to it as being a core truth and a driving force in your decision to study in order to change your career, is that you know you need to do it because you feel that every day you wake up, go to work, and it just doesn't feel right. So trust that feeling and listen to it and let it reassure you when doubts start creeping in. So figure out the skills you currently have. What are you currently doing well? Are they transferable? Then, do you want to further develop those skills, or do you want to complement them by developing new ones? And then, are those skills or the combination of skills desirable in the job market and going to help to open up new opportunities for you? And finally, are you consistently being nagged by a feeling or an internal conflict that's pushing you towards making a move? If yes, then trust that feeling and nurture it by taking steps to make changes. And definitely do not simply ignore it. Okay, so I mentioned at the start of the video that I'll share one specific course that I believe is an excellent choice for early to mid-career professionals looking to accelerate or pivot or change their career in 2026. But before I jump into this, I should add a quick note that this is not a paid placement or advertisement. I came across this university through my consulting work. So the university is called the International University of Applied Sciences, IU, which is Germany's largest private university, and you can study there entirely in English. Importantly, this school is state accredited, and this is critical for having your degree recognized internationally. The specific program I want to highlight is their campus-based MBA. So you would physically move to Germany, attend in-person lectures, and be part of a cohort of international students. And this is exactly the kind of experience that helps career changers build a global network while they study, and also to try working in another country to gain international experience if that's what you would like to do. So the course I recommend is their Masters of Business Administration, MBA. And by the way, they also have excellent undergraduate business courses too, if that's what you're looking for. Personally, I studied business for my bachelor's degree, and I recommend this to anyone looking for options in their career. So just think about it for a second. Every industry is business. And when you have an advanced degree in business, you're demonstrating to the job market that you have knowledge and skills needed for a business to thrive. This is why all industries consistently place a premium on seeking out and hiring MBAs. IU is a very career-focused university, and they currently have 12 MBA options listed on their website. I would always recommend the full MBA or one of the 10 specialized MBAs because, as you will see in a moment, it's easy to imagine how one of these fits into the career trajectory of almost any professional. The specializations you can choose from are AI, business analytics, engineering and management, finance and accounting, healthcare management, HR management, international management, IT management, organizational psychology, or supply chain management. So they have an MBA for almost any professional. These specialized MBAs take 18 months to complete, and you can pay per semester roughly 5,000 euros. Or per year, which is approximately 9,800 euros. So you can pay per semester, per year, or pay in full in advance to get a discount on the overall fee. Not only are the fees very reasonable for an MBA, but the university also offers very student-friendly payment options, and that's something that I really like about them. On top of this, Germany is also a very international student-friendly country, but I can go into those details in another video. So this overall is a great option for anyone looking for a career-focused master's abroad. Now, all of this information is simply for reference purposes only, and again, this is not a paid sponsorship or advertisement. If you would like to check the details, simply search IU Germany in your favorite search engine and confirm all of the details on their website. All right, so if you're thinking about a master's degree abroad to change, accelerate, or pivot in your career, I suggest focusing on 3 things as a good starting point. Number 1, the transferable skills you already bring to the table. 2, what the job market is actually demanding right now. And number 3, your gut instincts. That feeling that you wake up to on a Monday morning, trust it. Okay, I have a couple of resources to share before I wrap up. If you would like to search for university courses abroad and are finding it difficult to narrow down your choices, there's a link in the description to an awesome platform where you can browse courses in the US, Canada, Ireland, the UK, Germany, and Australia. All the details you need will be right there. If you're not a native English speaker or have not studied through English before, you would need to prove your English language ability in order to study abroad. So that would be a good first step to take. I recommend Duolingo English Test. I do partner with them, but I don't actually earn commission from recommending them. The reason I do so is because I believe their flexibility, their fees simply can't be beaten. And if you're still unsure whether a master's degree abroad is the right move for your career, I've put together a free scorecard to help give you some clarity. I'll put a link in the description for all 3 resources. And finally, if this video helped you think differently about your career change or studying for your career, consider liking and subscribing. It's a simple, zero-cost way to support the channel and make sure that you don't miss out on the next video.